Hello everyone, my name is Angela Miller of Concordia Consularis, the spiritual and business agency of the Fifth World of Peace. I say that I'm so excited to bring these resolutions to you. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been doing, a few weeks now, we've been doing some pretty amazing resolutions, and I cannot tell you how much joy it brings to my heart, because this is really life-changing stuff. The things that we don't know about, the things that aren't seen, and that we experience in these lifetimes, especially of the now, it's just phenomenal. And we have a new recording coming out this Friday with a very, very unique case of resolution of Morgellons. And that to me is so exciting. We're still in the editing process. It's still taking a little bit of time because of our extreme interference that we experienced. But I will come back to you with that, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you this weekend. Also, while we're here at the start, I wanted to make a small announcement about an Indigo generation online Zoom workshop, which is designed to get you deeply into your physical technology. So if you are of Indigo consciousness and you've experienced extreme damage, interference, being targeted, this is the absolute amazing, phenomenal clearing and activation that will catapult you to your own personal levels of awakening in your body, inner standing about how you function and operate on the planet, and what your skill sets are to assist with your own transition, here to support Earth at this time. So I am so happy to tell you about that. That is going to be on 02/02/2022, and it's a global affair. We will be anchoring across the world and Earth to do this, and honestly, I'm getting goosebumps even saying it, and I know I say that a lot, but that's a very good physical indicator of your own technology working with what you should be doing, and how spiritually exciting that can be. And I get excited very easily. So without further ado, we have Derek Mendelsohn from South Africa here with us today for his resolution. I'm just going to bring you forward here and get me unpinned. If we do need to take off the video, we will, and we'll just go back to sound. But I'm praying in this moment that that does not need to happen. So hello, Derek, how are you? Oh, just need to unmute yourself there. Maybe I can do that.
Hi, I'm well, thank you very much. I'm very excited and happy to be online with you today.
Oh, wonderful. So Derek, could you, this is amazing. I'm sorry if there's any delay in the feedback from, anyway, our locations, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. If there's any delay, I'm just going to pause. I have got a tendency to speak really quickly, and just letting you know that in advance. And if I'm pushing you, it's because I can see something that needs to be addressed.
Good.
Good. So can you tell me a little bit about your life? Give our listeners, our fabulous fellow listeners here, an overview of the type of things you've experienced in this lifetime.
Gosh, where do you start? I mean, I've experienced so many incredible things in my lifetime, but here we are working with a resolution. So, gosh, I could tell you guys so much. I'm living in South Africa. I'm in Hermanus, down by the coast here, which there's very little magnetism here. So we have the world's magnetic observatory, but this is all about me, actually. So spiritually, I think I was awake when I was about 6. I sort of remembered I sort of had a flashback into a past life, and I didn't really realize what was going on. And I didn't really tell anybody about it because I didn't really understand it as a kid myself.
Yeah.
Then I was visiting Versailles with my folks when I was about 14 years old. And also, I'd never heard of déjà vu, and I was walking around this palace and I was thinking to myself, there's nothing left here. It's emptied out, but to the average person, I'm sure it was full of furniture and paintings and everything. And I was having a déjà vu without really realizing it. And I've sort of had these experiences continuously. And then when I was about 20, I started learning how to meditate, and yeah, my spiritual journey really began. I don't really know what else to say.
Okay, so have you experienced any type of trauma in your lifetime today? What are the specific things that have caused you suffering and pain?
Well, I've gone through a lot of financial challenges in my life. It's like making money and then suddenly it dwindles away, not through extravagance or anything, but you need it to live on. And it's been like rich, poor, rich, poor, rich, poor. And it's been shocking. I mean, there've been some points I didn't even know where my next meal was going to come from.
Yeah. Wow. And I think that's quite common for a lot of people when they're embedded in the money system and the currency flow of their own energetics. Now, can you tell me a little bit more about your parental lineage?
They were both wonderful people. My dad was an amazing guy. He was actually said his whole life that he was an atheist, didn't believe in anything, where my mother was completely the opposite. And in fact, we're looking back, realized that he was more awake than anybody else around us, strangely enough. And they were really kind, loving, giving people. And I never really had to worry about money growing up.
Yeah. So where did they migrate from?
My father's lineage came from Germany, and my mother's from Russia.
Okay, right. That's
my grandparents.
Interesting mix, Russian and German.
Very interesting, yes.
Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the spiritual courts of equity. We are in sacred no time. So just take a deep breath in, into your awareness, into your beingness. And really begin to just focus on your heart and your breath and your own natural biorhythms. And I'm just bringing all your ancestors, past, present, and future, into this moment. Any times you felt locked in to your own experience, not free to move, we're just letting that go. Just breathe into your heart. And tell me what color you see.
Bright orange.
Bright orange, fabulous color, lovely. So we're just going to take your awareness in there and focus on your inner flame, the inner you, the true you that is in there. And we're just letting go of all emotional impacts from this lifetime. Layer by layer, breath by breath. And as we go through the process, can you tell me what you see or feel or hear?
I was feeling suddenly a wind by my feet, and there's no wind in the room at all, and I feel as though everything's blowing away.
That's right, because it is. So let's just let go here of what I'm picking up on. I'm scanning you at the same time. So what I'm reading from your spine is that there's been some spinal impacts. You literally have been battered here. There's a lot of pressure behind you. Your dad is an amazing being. He's here he's always with you. If he's passed over or in reality, he's always with you. And he feels very strongly about that. Oh, that's a beautiful feeling. Anyway, so we're just continuing letting go. And in this spiritual court of equity, I'm just going to start assembling all beings that you've ever interacted with across all your past lives. And if there's any fear or terror in the back of your head from the previous incarnations and experimentation, we're just going to be letting that go. And we're going to be working on your neural networks, your neocortex, your reptilian brain, all other organs, tissues. Might feel a bit squiffy at the back of your head, your medulla, your ears, your energy centers, with all multiversal parts of you. Just letting them know we're coming home for peace, peace and relief. And if you could describe the sensations, that would be amazing.
Well, the wind started rising. It's sort of blowing up from my feet, going all the way up. As I'm speaking, the wind's now by my knees and coming up, and I feel like the rings of energy around me vibrating.
Yeah, you wait. We've only just begun. Okay, so we're just continuing with that process. We are making very many improvements and realignments to all of your organs here. Also in the chest where you've experienced anxiety. So we're assembling people who you've had relationships with, any personal type of interaction here, anybody that has experienced any type of negativity with you personally as an infinite being in this lifetime and all other lifetimes. Anybody that you've had a contract with, agreement, any type of vow, promise, anything like that. At the beginning of these resolutions, the energy is so intense in our zones, and we pick up from where we left off. So, and also it's continuing even though there may be a disconnect. So in the 3D world. So that is still going on. We are assembling here. Now, also in the background, I'm assembling. What I'm going to do here is to just knock off the cameras and the videos. If you could stop your video to improve the connection. I was just, while we were waiting to reconnect there, I was looking at your core frequency and the effects to your heart. It kind of splays out from your gallbladder out to your heart through your lungs. Have you had any difficulty in breathing in this lifetime?
No, my breathing, I think, has been pretty good.
Mm-hmm. What about any type of gut acidity?
I very rarely get a sort of heartburn, if I would say.
Okay. And what kind of, have you had any mild or serious impacts to the stomach or the lower rib cage?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So I'm here, we're checking down to your core, down to your spine. Now we're just letting go of ancestral impacts here. Anything that you've inherited. And in this court of equity, we're facing those ancestors, all of them that came here to this universe many moons ago. And also we're letting go of deep Atlantean impacts here from the fall of those times from the heart. There's a lot of shock, blame and guilt here from these times, because I feel that you felt that you blamed yourself in some way. It might feel like being suffocated or being taken over. So we're just letting go of those physical impacts that you've experienced from those times, the deep level of terror and shock as well. And all those times, negative crystals or crystal etheric implants were used against you. Some of them were your own design and overlaid with other forms of technology, or other access had been taken from you to use those for specific functions. So we're going right the way back through your past incarnations, and we're literally digging out all of the impacts that you personally experienced on your journey. I know that you tried to negate the suffering that that individuals experienced from those times. And part of your role is resetting that today and putting things right, especially with your current role and your future role with your job there. There's a lot of shock that is going to come out from the throat and the upper part of the sternum. And there are tears that you have not cried here, or words you have not spoken, that your soul has been unable to transmit or relay to anybody. The deepest woes. Could you describe what you're feeling right now?
Well, I've just seen with my inner eye black sparks coming out, protruding out of my neck or throat, like in a ring, and being dissolved away or burnt away.
Brilliant, brilliant. It's all happening. We're cooking on gas and multi-dimensional fuels. Okay, so that's going to start rippling out through the arms, through your veins there, and we're just starting to cleanse the heart and all related connector valves. All damage that was done is going to reverse. Now we're just going to face your ancestral maternal line. Was your mother ever poetic?
Not that I'm aware of. She did love reading. It was her big passion in life.
Yeah. She loved the word, the written word. Okay, so can you transmit your unconditional love via your soul to her heart in this moment?
Done.
Okay, so we're going through to grandma's heart as well, and all of your maternal line. You're letting go of everything that you absorbed or inherited from your line, as it moves into resolution. We're just letting them know that they are well and safe and that now is the time. That's it. There's a lot of shame that they brought with them to the country. Do you know of any family stories about any settler issues when they arrived to South Africa?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And what part of Germany did your maternal line come from? Was it Germany or Russia?
My grandmother came from what we call today White Russia.
Okay.
And my grandfather came from sort of around the Black Forest in Germany.
Okay. Oh, there are a lot of pokey things in the Black Forest. Lovely. Okay. So this is really interesting because, you know, your grandfather, without knowing it, unconscious or conscious, had experienced quite magical scenarios as a young boy. A very deeply shamanic experience, but very connected to the forest. Ancient rituals took place there. So we're just removing that from you. Any impacts from any type of activities that went on there, also from your mother's line. And if you, while I do that, if you could describe what you're feeling, that's amazing.
I'm feeling energy coming through the top of my crown of my head.
Mm-hmm. And how does your heart feel at the moment?
I want to say it's starting to feel peaceful.
Good, good. As we let go of more peace will be flowing into you because that's your natural right to feel peace as a spiritual being on earth today. So we're just disentangling you from everything, everyone.
What I will add in as well for everybody is that when I was sending energy from my heart to my grandparents' heart, I just felt things shoot out of my body and leave.
Yes, literally. It is literally like that. And in that blessing of knowingness, here is where we can achieve masses of trauma release and potential. Sometimes we walk around with it and we don't actually know where it came from. It's unidentifiable. But when we start to look at the bigger picture of somebody's existence, we begin to find more and more. And then eventually the individual gets to lead a life of peace and freedom. That's all we ever wanted. So that's just going right the way back. It's quite an interesting portal. I'm looking at where your mother's line came in. They came in through a particular stargate. There were restrictions about, oh, okay. So there was some extreme damage done as they moved through this. So what I'm doing is I'm assembling those that affected the incoming, who affected the incoming race there, the lineage. Yeah. So this created almost like a ring bind around the lineage itself. So it's like a restriction, you know, it's like a blocked pipe, as it were, if that makes sense. If you tied an elastic band around a tube many, many times, it would create a damaging effect. So I'm just going to be dealing with that. I'm assembling specific process for them to heal from that. And can you see their color or frequency of light?
I'm getting yellow.
Okay.
Yellow for my grandmother's side and white for my grandfather's side.
Yeah. So in the life, We were talking before about the remembrance at 6 years old. Can you talk more about that, please?
What happened was I was walking through my parents' lounge, which was really a big lounge, and suddenly the room shifted and I was in ballroom in a palace, and at the end of this huge ballroom there was what would you call a footman standing at the door, and I was thinking to myself, on earth did I get here? And I felt to myself, I'm ruined. I've got nothing. How did I get here? I've got nothing left.
Right. Can you let go of the shame and the grief that you experienced in that moment? And from that life in particular?
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling around me like a grayness just dropped to the ground.
Yeah, brilliant. You move fast. I like that. Okay, so we're just going to engage with some other aspects of triage for this resolution for you. What guilt did you bring forward from that lifetime? What did you do, or what did you see or witness around you in that lifetime?
I want to say extreme poverty.
And how did you get there? What happened?
I just saw it out of the carriage window, if I can say that.
Mm-hmm. Who created it?
I want to say it was created centuries and centuries ago to keep people sort of under serfdom.
Under serfdom. So it was a, what time period are you going to relate this to?
I think it all started in feudal times, but I saw this not that long ago, like in my last life.
Exactly. So it perpetuated in your lineage. Now, this restriction that we were talking about from the maternal line is directly linked to this. So we're just going to embrace the paternal, and I want you to love your good old dad.
Done.
Okay, and that's going to pass through all there in that section. Grandfather had great difficulty with this restriction in particular. Now, how did he die?
From a heart attack.
Right, directly linked there. That's fascinating. So he had a restriction there in, I think it's one of his upper left valves. That is the same restriction that was put on your lineage when you came through that Stargate. It's absolutely amazing how they're interlinked. Okay, so what we're doing is we're running through all of your past experiences of heart damage, heart impacts from all scenarios where you had your heart broken or restricted in its own expansion across time. And I'm bringing in those that were responsible for that, affectionately known as the 15, and all races that even talked about suppressing the people and lineages on this planet. It's a huge cross to bear. So what would you like to say to them?
I'm sending you love and light, and thank you for helping me to let go of energies that are not needed for me in this lifetime, in the now moment.
Sweetheart, you're so kind.
Thank you.
Right, so what I'm asking, because some of them are a bit shocked by that and some of them are laughing. as if nothing's going to happen. And this is the way that those that perpetuate the system really don't have the compassion or kindness to engage with that frequency. So it's a type of, they don't understand it. They don't get it. So I'm showing them what we're doing here with Concordia, and that you are in full resolution, and that they are to remove all impacts that they have put on you personally, but also all the people around you, also your light line here and your ancestors. And can you just
feeling the wind come? I'm feeling the wind come up again, and I'm feeling like bands of energy over the top of my chest actually leaving or melting away.
Brilliant. So I'm going to ask you, what percentage is your heart functioning in this moment?
I get 100%.
Okay. I'm just ensuring that those removals take place. Now, personal relationships, have you had any sorrowful relations with anybody that didn't turn out in the way that was planned?
All the relationships that I've had have never worked out, and everything's been a huge disappointment.
Right. And where do you store the disappointment?
Something says to me in my left lung.
Okay, that's what I was picking up on. There's like an energetic splaying. Were there any times where you felt that you were just so disappointed, so devastated with the outcomes that you wished you were dead?
I did once, yes.
Okay, so can you let that go now because you choose life?
Done.
Okay. Woo, you're fast. I like you. I've got super potential. It's amazing. Okay, so let's just allow that to just integrate. If there are any esoteric influences there that have come your way, we're just letting all of that go. Any warring, if you've received the energy of warring amongst the tribes there from Anunnaki input or Anu-Draconian input or any other nefarious race that literally created war and took from the tribes and the land there. How far are you from Adam's calendar?
Pardon?
How far are you from Adam's calendar?
I'm not aware of Adam's calendar.
Okay. There is a massive time portal near you. Now, let's just see how that affects others. Right, we're just checking your alignments to Earth at the same time. If you could describe, that's wonderful.
Well, what I'm feeling now is it's like energy. I don't even know how to describe it. That's been pulled out of from the top of my eyes and my forehead above me. It's like being pulled out of my body.
Yeah, brilliant. Now I'm just scanning your corpus callosum in your brain and also connected to the back of your nose. Have you ever had any sinus issues?
I used to have terrible sinus issues and terrible migraines, and I went with a friend of mine who had cracked a vertebra to a healer, and I'd even forgotten about it the day that we were there, and he pressed my nose and it went away and never came back.
Right, okay. So I'm just checking for anything that could reactivate, anything that's dormant within you. All right, there is a restriction there. I'm just going to get that dealt with and sorted. Might feel a bit strange behind the nose.
Well, I feel like a silver round ball's being pulled out of my left nostril.
Brilliant. This is how the target groups have tried to access your experience and keep you on a path into their future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And there, that round silver ball's actually shattered away, gone.
Brilliant. Our people move fast. Okay, so we're just checking you there for any and all targets. Now your ancestral love is beginning to come through to you. There's such a beautiful line. They're given such a bad reputation here. Just feel that ancestral wisdom flow through to your heart, your central nervous system, all parts of you.
Yes, I feel and visualize a lavender light flowing in and into the heart and flowing down the rest of my body.
Brilliant, perfect. That's quite a soothing frequency. So allow it to soothe your cells, the space between all spaces, inside and out, all levels of you, above and below. Now I'm just scanning the ethers for all missing parts of you that were lost.
I'm feeling energetically bones actually flowing back into my lower legs.
Brilliant. Right, we're just letting go of anything that kept you in slavery, any type of slavery from around the ankles, all restrictions. All meridians. That's it. You're doing really well, Derek. You're really doing amazing.
Thank you.
Right. Can you tell me what currency percentage you're able to manifest and hold in your body?
I would say sterling.
Okay. And can you give it a percentage?
100%.
Okay, so what we were going to engage in here is all parts of you realigning in all realities from the early days forward, back, but also what we're going to do is get your flow of currency back in your own physical exchange system and allow your heart to expand with this. And I want you to describe to me what you see in your heart.
A golden light, golden energy.
Yeah. And what is it doing to your body?
It's expanding into all the parts of all the cells.
Brilliant. And can you see or feel or hear or sense any parts of your multidimensional self that are out of phase?
Experiencing like, how should I put this? Like another multidimensional form of myself actually rejoining where I am in the now moment physically and reuniting.
Beautiful. I remember that part of you. Hello, nice to see you again. I've worked with that part of you. Oh, it's so funny, these things. Wow, so you've also been involved in military operations on other levels as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. You've held positions of high command, everything else that goes with that, and very well respected out there. All right, I'm just going to do a little bit of tweaking with this individual part of you and just get some debriefs going on. Wow, phew. He moves fast, and that's why he was good. So just feel that joy come back to him in you.
I can feel it, and I feel like this beautiful golden energy all around me as well.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we're just checking on your connections to Earth, and if you can describe that.
As you said that, I saw golden light shoot down through my central spinal column with love down into the earth.
Okay, brilliant. If there's any apprehension there at those lower levels, we're just letting that go and bringing true sacredness from your monad, from your own source prime creator through you. Resetting everything for the now and moving forward on this infinite journey.
I'm feeling much happier that that multidimensional part of myself has reunited.
Oh, it's beautiful, really beautiful. He can experience peace now without worrying what's going on the outside, thinking that you have to complete certain things. Now, I'm going to ask your soul to complete its mission from the past. Because you're here to bring through a new earth. The parameters have changed. And you're going through a bit of a learning in this moment about all the things that have taken place in your whole entire reality across time. You're looking at a little bit woeful at what has happened here on the planet, but you can let that go.
That's done.
Okay, brilliant. And I just want to quickly look at number 2 seeding with you. And resolving any forced dynamics over you and your soul matrix. I knew it. It's beautiful. Okay, so you have been very involved with the Syrian, Arcturian, Pleiadian alliances. And we have your elders coming forward. And they're going to bring you a divine gift.
I've got the gift.
Okay. Can you describe the moment of connection with them?
It was, I first saw a white heart, and then the white heart breaking up and emerging into my body everywhere. And then I saw them presenting me with a golden ball of light and peace.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Honestly, it moves me beyond. Beautiful. I feel the divine grace. And we take all of this beautiful healing into your future manifestations, into your work, into your joy, your personal joy in this lifetime. We're going to move that energy up and down the spine.
Yes, it's a very pink light energy that I visualize or see.
Brilliant. You are a superstar, my dear. No, really know that. Right, feel your infinite process engaging with you at 150%. Can you describe what you're feeling now?
Well, what I'm actually seeing is golden circles of light moving all around me, and I'm in the middle of it, and it's sending beams of light out on the outside of the ball, should I say, put it that way. So it feels extremely peaceful.
Wonderful. So as we look forward to your currency of the future, are there any blocks in the way?
I want to say I get a block in my right wrist.
Oh, okay. So if you can take out any self-imposed blocks you've put in the way of you succeeding, could you remove them?
Done.
Wonderful. How does it look now?
Free flowing, clear.
Lovely. Now, what percentage of ancestral debt do you hold in this moment?
Something wants to say 85%.
Okay. So what we're going to do here, and in this specific process, I want you to apologize, say out loud to all those that you have wronged and taken from in any way, shape, or form. There is no judgment, heart to heart, and say, I am sorry, please forgive me.
I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Beam it out twice more.
I am sorry, please forgive me. I am sorry, please forgive me. And I'm forgiven.
Yeah, instant, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
So take a look at the ancestral debt. What percentage are you still holding?
0.
Right. So let's have a look at system karma and debt. What percentage are you holding?
I get 97%, but it's being subtracted in the now moment. So it's become a minus.
Brilliant, brilliant. So just allowing the flow in of what you should have received from all of your lifetimes. And just describe that process.
Once again, I feel the energy coming up from the bottom of my feet and rising up to my shoulders. Now moving up the neck and into my head and expanding out 100%.
Wonderful. So system, debt and karma?
Negated.
Thank you. So this is the purpose of balance, literally balancing the books of an individual experience. So we can do this just by putting things right for ourselves, for our ancestors, as the apex of the contract holder of our existence, and all from what we came from. We can achieve this fast solution to getting the results that we need, so we can move forward in peace in the fifth world of peace. This is why I set up Concordia Consularis, the spiritual and business agency of the fifth world of peace, because we know how to bring you on and bring you on fast with tremendous results. And that is why I love this work, because it's there for everybody to experience, should they wish to do so. I had to just get that in there. Having a look at the currency of your future, what do you feel?
I feel very good about my future currency. I feel 100%.
Absolutely marvelous. I'm just going to get you to switch on your video so we can have a look at how amazing you are.
Hi, guys.
Wow. Right. So you are 100%. That is absolutely amazing, Derek. I'm so pleased. And it's been an absolute joy to hold this spiritual court of equity with you and take you through the process. And I look forward to hearing about all the amazing things that you do with this work, with your work. So you are...
Thank you very much.
Oh, pleasure.
Yes.
Yes. So I expect to hear a revolution of resolution happening in South Africa. It's much needed. You are absolutely, as Andre Hodge puts it, epic.
Thank you very much. No words can describe what I felt and experienced today. And I just want to tell everybody out there, it's just something that everybody should experience and go through, to just clear the slates and start afresh and move forward into your future selves with a clean slate. How beautiful is that? Thank you so much, Angela.
Oh my God, Derek, you just say it perfectly. Thank you for thanking me. It is that, anybody can do this, right? I will talk about this at another time, but yes, it took me tremendous amounts to get back. But it is possible. And if I can do it, other people can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone. Everyone. All of us. They didn't want us to know that. So it's really amazing. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this resolution. It has been truly exponential and remarkable, fast, with great gusto. And so do come and join me. Find me on Facebook at Harmony in Perfect Counsel, or just do a search for Concordia Consularis. You will find me somewhere. Google does know, and I'm the only organisation across all dimensions that will help any group, any race achieve this level of resolution for their beingness and soul. So we are open on 10, 11, 12, 13D for all those that are having extreme issues and being bogged down by their own DNA and keep forcing their agendas on Earth. We love you. We can help you. And you really can come along and you will feel an awful lot better about your future, which isn't looking so bright right now. So to all beings, I wish you great peace, From the spirit of all that is, was, and ever will be. And we will see you very soon for another tremendous, impactful, insightful resolution here on this planet. Thank you for joining us. Links down below. I'll put Derrick's links down below if you wish to contact him for a session. And I look forward to seeing you really stir things up in South Africa and Africa, because Mama Africa needs it. And so do the people.